This just in. We are watching movies. Welcome to the House of Rouse. Today's episode was Collin's pick. Is that noise going to pick up in the background? The noise?
Yes. What noise?
There, keep turning that off. That's it. It's very distracting.
Good start.
Terrible joke. Terrible joke.
Intro part 2. What up, Doe?
Hit that dislike button.
Stop listening.
This is the quality you've come to expect.
Don't ever start.
So what'd you pick?
Tell us something.
I picked a compare-contrast double feature episode for Sam Raimi's 2002 Spiderman and Mark Webb's The Amazing Spider-Man. What year did that come out again? I forgot to write
Mark
that down.
Webb's?
Yeah.
2012.
Okay. I knew it was something like 10 years, but yeah.
Yeah, it was exactly 10. It was exactly 10 years.
Okay.
All right. So, are we describing? Do we need to do a description of these movies?
Spider-Man?
These movies, they're really a coming-of-age tale.
Yeah. So is the argument basically which one's better, right?
I think it should be, well, it's like compare-contrast, so it's just like the differences, but
You guys just keep saying compare and
And,
contrast over and over, but I don't know if you guys know what it means.
Now we have a Venn diagram.
pros and cons of each.
Okay.
All right. So we're gonna talk about
Which one's better? Yeah, too.
we're gonna talk about 2002
Yeah, too.
Spider-Man first, right?
Yes.
Sure.
So this is.
Oh, man.
All right.
Real organized tonight.
Well, I'm just saying, I watched this taking all of my nostalgia away because, of course, everyone born like 1998 and back, like earlier.
And earlier?
Yeah. What? Like, yeah, earlier. It wouldn't be later. What's wrong with that?
Where's the
1920.
Um,
I feel like it should have been somewhere between like 19, like.
We've got to be like
85.
5
So
minutes
let's just
in
keep
and we
talking
haven't even
about
said
that.
a thing about the movie.
All right.
What is your point?
So,
Something
Sam-
about people
that
born before
that they're all going to be
1998.
filled with nostalgia when they watch this movie, so it's like going to be forever biased.
He's putting up this
I'm saying
automatic pre-defense so that he can say,
No, I'm
well,
saying
if we like it a lot, he can say that's only because of nostalgia. He's
I'm
getting prepared.
I'm
Well,
saying that I took away all biases on this movie. I made sure of it.
I honestly had the opposite effect
I-
because it's been so memed out that there's some parts I shouldn't be laughing at, but it's just like
Oh, really?
like every other part, like every scene of this movie has been made into some type of meme.
That's
So,
true. I mean,
it's-
YouTube has a whole category for
Because
it.
it's amazing.
We literally
Classic.
just watched that stupid video where somebody put a lot of time to edit that together.
Colin said this is the greatest superhero movie ever made.
Well, he's
I
wrong.
didn't say that. No.
No,
It's
he
the-
said that. He told
No,
me.
I
He
did not
called
say
me
that, no.
last night.
It's
He's
all
doing-
right.
he
The
told
Dark
me that.
Knight movies are the greatest superhero movies ever made. These
But-
are the second greatest superhero movies ever made.
Nope.
The first two are the second greatest superhero movies ever
Nope.
made.
I would say the opening is still iconic though.
Dude, everything about the movie's like there's
The
like
opening music?
there's a bunch of iconic scenes.
When
in that movie.
when it fades in and it's that who's
Danny Elfman.
who's production company
Paul Feig.
does these. So it's with a P. Is it Paramount? It's not Paramount. Huh?
Columbia.
Columbia.
You're right.
When that comes up and the woman's holding the thing and the music
Yep.
eases in, that gave me
Yeah, and the
chills. And I was
Marvel
like,
comics start flipping.
oh man, here we go.
Yeah, the music in this is amazing.
That's
Music's fantastic.
What? You were pumped by the production company's logos?
Yeah, with the Spider-Man.
Dude, but
music,
yeah, when those movies first came out, like those were the first Marvel movies and like the first like blockbuster Marvel movies. So like I just feel like whenever you saw those intro credits, it'd get real quiet and the Marvel thing would pop up and the pages start flipping and that music would just come in. You were just like, oh shit, this is about to be awesome.
Well, I totally forgot about the narration. Did you
Yeah,
forget
I
about
did
that?
too. Yeah,
I completely forgot that
I did too.
Spider-Man, that Peter Parker's narrating the movie.
And it's corny as shit, but I love it.
Yeah, that was the biggest thing I realized is that this movie is so cheesy.
Oh, it's corny as
and
shit.
so campy.
But that's
It's
why
not even funny.
that plays into its strengths though. It's a good feature. I mean, that's like how
Wow.
all of Sam Raimi's movies are corny like that.
Yeah.
But
they are.
he does it in this one. It's like corny superhero. Like
Yeah, I mean,
he was going with like the 50s like Spider-Man.
it's
corniness.
definitely filled with a lot of heart.
Yeah.
There's definitely a lot of care that was put into the movie.
There's also just tons of like little
But-
Spider-Man goodness in it. Like it's the most comic book Spider-Man out of all of them. I feel like out of every single one of them. It sticks to the comics stricter than all the other ones do.
That's
As
he
far as-
has webs
That's
shooting
not
out
at
of his
all.
fucking
No,
mouth.
yeah, no, but listen, the Amazing Spider-Man doesn't
all.
stick to the comic at all, and the Tom Holland wasn't at all either. It starts out with the Vulture. They don't even Aunt May's like 40. They don't even do the Uncle Ben thing. The Uncle Ben thing's way
I think
different.
they just skipped
Holland.
over it. They just didn't even want to show you it.
But how? What are you talking about? The
I'm not
Amazing
saying
Spider-Man?
I'm not saying whose character is the most like who would act
Like
or
they
portray
made him a
it
little
the best.
edgier with the skateboarding, but I feel like they still showcase his genius.
No,
his
dude.
Oh, we're getting
creating
into
the
Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah, we're comparing and contrasting. That's what we're doing.
Okay. If we're comparing the Peter Parkers, Andrew Garfield is so much better.
Oh no, he's fucking garbage in that movie.
No, oh my
I wrote
God.
down-
He's one of the best. He's like him and Emma Stone are literally the best parts of that entire movie.
No, dude, I
Yeah.
literally was dying laughing at how cringy Andrew Garfield was.
That's ridiculous.
The script was terrible in that one. The acting was terrible. The only times that Andrew Garfield is good is when he's in the Spider-Man suit.
Man,
When he's being Peter
You're gonna
Parker,
hear the
it's
most biased.
fucking
You're gonna
awful.
hear the most biased.
See,
argument.
I can't have an opinion. It's bias. That's his little defense for it.
Colin,
If you have an opinion,
I wouldn't. Say,
You're just
I
biased.
would not sit and call all of that awful.
it's not at all.
I would not. At
Andrew
all.
Garfield
dude,
was
it's
I feel
awesome.
like him and Emma Stone's chemistry is great in that movie.
Nah,
so
dude,
good.
It's a fun little awkward.
Yeah.
it's none of it feels.
That movie.
none
that
of
movie is
it.
cute.
None of it
It is
feels.
so cute.
None of it feels real. None of them feel like real characters.
Okay, yeah,
None
Spider-Man
of the love
felt real.
None of the
Spider-Man
love in this
felt
one
really
felt
real.
real.
No,
Literally-
dude.
Literally, Mary Jane's like, she's like, so, what do you see for me? And he's like, oh,
Yeah.
boy, yeah. She's
Yeah.
like, oh, yeah, boy, what? He's like, oh, boy, yeah. I'm like,
No,
what the hell is this? I was watching, I was like, oh my god, what is this?
She fucking tells him she loves him at the end when she's had 2 different boyfriends in the span of the movie.
I did write down Mary Jane's a whore, which I had forgotten who
her,
she is.
Well, her, I mean, she's having a rough upbringing.
But nah, dude.
Dude, and Peter Parker in Spider-Man
No.
2002 is cringy as
No,
hell.
no. That's
God, he's cringy.
It's the exact
His
opposite.
personality sucks.
It's
in,
the
in
exact-
the original Spider-Man.
exact opposite.
Honest to God, I really did not like Tobey Maguire
I did-
as much this time around.
Yeah, I didn't either.
No,
I still think for what it did to open up, superhero movies
Exactly.
as a whole, and it still really held up. The only time I thought the CGI didn't hold up was when he was like jumping from roof to roof,
Yeah.
and he wasn't in the Spider-Man suit.
Yeah.
No, dude. Andrew Garfield is literally like an autistic kid in that movie.
What?
He's like stuttering the whole time. He's like, dude, it is the most cringy shit I've ever
that's
seen.
Dumb as,
It's like he's a savant. He's like, I'm a genius, but I have no social skills
not-
whatsoever.
not
He's like
true at
stumbling over himself.
What?
It is the most cringy shit.
He
I have
has
4
way
pages of
do you
notes.
talk to people?
He has
Do you-
way more social skills
No, dude,
than
no.
Tobey Maguire's
Tobey
Peter
Maguire
Parker.
literally goes, oh boy, yeah.
No,
That's
does he
what
ever
his
say
tone
that?
is.
Is there ever a
Tobey
scene where he
Maguire's
says that?
Peter Parker.
Yes.
I think I know he was definitely coming off pervy when he was first snapping the pictures of Mary Jane next to the spiders.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, dude, you work for the school paper. You don't need 10 shots of this chick next to spiders.
Dude, that's what Peter Parker. Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker is so cringy, and
not,
Mary,
dude,
and
it's
Mary
not at all.
Jane sucks. And
Oh,
like,
I hate Mary
No,
Jane.
she's
God,
great.
they suck.
She's
I
great.
hate
Both
Mary
of them
Jane
suck.
so
No,
Gwen
dude.
Stacy and
No,
Peter
dude.
Parker
No,
and
no.
Spider-Man, their relationship is so.
They have no
fun.
relationship, dude. There's no build-up. They just start liking each other out of fucking nowhere.
Colin's an idiot.
Like, hey, he just meets her at the beginning of the movie. He's never even known her his whole life, and all of a sudden he's like, I fucking love you.
Colin
Also-
chose this. That's what
No,
I'm saying.
yeah, I chose it because I haven't watched either of them in like
So
10
wrong.
years. I haven't watched either of them in like 10 years.
Peter Parker also lives next to MJ since he was 6, but he's never said hi to her till this fucking movie.
No, he's talked to her, just not a lot.
Not much.
And he's
because
known her.
she acts like this is like
He's
oh,
known her
hey,
his whole life.
You're the guy who lives next door. Like that's not someone you've had more than 10 conversations with.
He's known
over
her his
a
whole life.
fucking 10-year span.
But he's lived next to her and known her his whole life, whereas...
Has he known her?
And
That's what I'm
the
saying.
Andrew Garfield one...
Just because you...
In the Andrew Garfield one, he just meets her, and he's like, I love you, right off the bat.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
because
He tells her he's Spider-Man the day after he meets her.
like a high schooler.
The first hoe he meets...
like a high schooler.
No,
would.
dude, the first hoe he meets...
He's in high school.
The first girl he meets, he's
Tobey
like,
Maguire's
I'm
40
Spider-Man.
years old, and he's like, oh boy, yeah.
Speaking of which, I wrote down that everyone in the Amazing Spider-Man looks way too old to be in high school.
Are you
Because
serious?
they all look like they're 30.
In 2002 Spider-Man, they all look like they're 60.
Nah, dude, they all look legit.
They're all.
That's the wrong alarm. We just had it installed. When someone's too wrong,
That's the wrong alarm.
the wrong alarm goes off.
Colin's arguing for this is the most biased thing I've ever heard.
No,
in
it's
my
not,
life.
dude. So I can't have an opinion or it's biased.
I'm
I just
just-
want you to know that this movie has a 90% of Rotten Tomatoes. Amazing Spider-Man has a 70, but
74.
the Metacritic and like most critics hate this movie.
What's funny is actually on Metacritic, The Amazing Spider-Man has a higher rating than.
No, it doesn't. I
Spider-Man.
looked it up. It does not.
Alright, what
I
are they?
researched it.
Yeah, research.
Spider-Man has like a 70 something, and the Amazing
No,
Spider-Man
it doesn't.
has like a 60
Spider-Man
something.
has like is low 60s.
No, I
Yes, it is.
just looked this up. It was like a 77 or 72. The Amazing Spider-Man has like a 60 or something like that.
Roger Ebert hated Spider-Man and loved.
Yeah, but
Amazing
he's one of the
Spider-Man.
worst critics in movie history.
Oh, is he?
He's
Oh, is
fucking
he? That's
terrible.
why he's number one. That's why he's
If you
literally
could
number
know,
one.
he's
All right, now we're arguing about
Just some
critics.
old
So
dude.
we have
Yeah, you're
crossed
right. All right,
into
you're right.
another
Well, I
realm.
might as well
about
just
the
not look
critics.
at my notes because anything I say is just going to be construed as bias opposed to
I
actually
just
having
feel like
an
you're like
opinion.
I'm not even but so hyped about the Amazing Spider-Man. Like
Neither am I. Neither am I.
it's a cool movie, but
Yeah.
I'm not even trying to make it's the best. It's just that you
It's not.
are sitting here just saying it is pure shit when
And
I haven't
It's
even said
not
that
at all.
yet. I haven't said that
You
yet.
said Andrew Garfield's autistic.
you said
No,
Andrew
no, no,
Garfield's autistic. The dialogue is terrible. You don't
Script.
No,
think
dude,
the script is awful. How? What else?
I would say all of that. I haven't said that it's the worst movie I've ever seen or anything like that. But I will say that I think objectively the script and the characters are absolutely terrible. And the antagonist in Amazing Spider-Man is literally just a copycat of the original Spider-Man. He's like, I got split personality. I'm somewhat of a father figure to Peter, but then I'm just going to go crazy and be
Dude.
conflicted and try to kill him. It's a complete copy
the
of
original
the
Sam Raimi
original
Spider-Man has
Spider-Man.
not aged well.
It is
at
aged.
all.
I think it's
If you
aged
showed-
extremely well.
If you showed an 8th grader, 9th grader the Spider-Man, 2002 Spider-Man right now, they've never seen it. They would be like, "What the fuck are you
No,
showing?
dude, no, they
What
wouldn't.
is this
No.
silly nonsense?"
The only thing that would be silly is some of the action scenes because it's dudes in actual costumes
Peter
and not CGI.
Parker's a terrible character.
No, dude. I will say Andrew Garfield is good in the Spider-Man suit, but he is terrible as Peter. He legit comes off he's like autistic or something. Like he has something wrong with him.
No, he doesn't.
Dude.
I didn't get that at all.
Yeah, neither did I.
Then you guys might have some autistic friends because I've never talked to anyone who
What's
talks
wrong
like
with that?
I'm just saying. I'm not saying anything wrong. I'm just saying you guys have some very strange, hang around some strange people because
Yeah, you two.
Dude.
Those are the strange people.
me
I
and
hang
Sarah,
around.
me and Sarah were watching it, and deeply sighing multiple times, like just like what is happening? Like what are they talking
But
about?
Colin gets very uncomfortable during any like actual romance.
No, I
So-
don't. What are you
Okay,
talking
okay,
about?
hold on. Let's bring it back. So
Romance.
you found nothing cringy about Tobey Maguire's performance.
There is some cringy stuff in the movie, but I think it's most of it is intentional because it's Sam Raimi's directing
He's
style.
tongue in cheek for sure.
It's like he was really going for that like '60s like Spider-Man vibe. That's what I think, which is why I think it's the most like accurate to the comics. Like Tobey Maguire might not be the best like Spider-Man like representation or Peter Parker representation, but the movie itself, I think it's like the most accurate of his storyline. Like it's the best origin story. It's got the best villain of the two. Out of all of them, I think it has the best villain. Besides maybe two, you can argue Spider-Man 2. But like if we're talking about like the generational Spider-Man movies, like Spider-Man 1 versus Amazing Spider-Man versus Tom Holland Spider-Man, I mean I feel like the villain dynamic is way better. The Uncle Ben parts are great. Him wrestling is great. The romance is great. Mary Jane I think is great.
No, it's not great.
No, I think the romance is great in it.
What romance? They don't even he's probably barely talked to her over the 10 years that he's lived next to her. Because he is just the most
At least he
awkward
can get a
person on the
sentence out.
planet.
At least he can actually get a full sentence out without stuttering and like having to turn around 5 times in the middle of the conversation.
Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone.
That was just
cute
them.
as hell.
That was just
No,
them
dude,
playing
it's
back
fucking
and forth.
trash.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. He was like he's literally just stumbling over his words multiple times.
Yeah, he's smiling while he's doing it. It's not like he's embarrassed.
Like he's an
they're
autistic
playing,
kid.
They're playing They're playing a game.
Yeah,
A
it's
game
high
of
school
love.
Instead of
you didn't even go to high school.
Instead of I've had two
And
I've
somehow
had two
understand it
different
better.
boyfriends already, and now I fell in love with you at a cemetery.
No, dude, it's that's opposed to there's nothing in the Amazing Spider-Man. They have there's nothing to their
There
like
not?
relationship at all.
Everything.
No, dude, they just randomly he just starts
I
talking to her.
actually feel that relationship. I don't feel anything from
I don't feel that at
from
all.
Tobey Maguire and Kirsten Dunst at all.
No.
Yeah.
I don't
Except for
feel
her
that at
nipples
all.
out in the rain scene, and they start making
Yeah, I was
out.
feeling
No.
something there.
The editing is so cheesy that it's laughable.
The editing's great though.
Of
That's what
Spider-Man,
makes it
like
great.
the flashbacks are ridiculous. When he sees the guy that killed Uncle Ben, and it literally does like 5 flashbacks in a row of like it shows the guy rob the guy, it shows him run away, it shows Peter Parker's face, and then it shows after like 5 minutes of Uncle Ben getting shot, it flashes back to Uncle Ben getting shot, and I was like, oh lord.
I love that.
I will say again, I didn't take notes, but that was something I kind of picked up on because there was a few shots where I was like, "That's just a odd way to do it." Like
Yeah.
that flame scene.
Yeah.
Where it go, that's the cut, the edit. It was
Yeah.
That was
Well,
odd.
one really strange scene was when he's becoming Spider-Man in the bedroom, and it does this like flashback. It's like the CGI and like little DNA strands and spiders and
Yeah.
shit. I was laughing my ass off with that. But I
Yeah.
mean, like I said, I love all that stuff. I love the.
Also, I
campiness
hate
of
the
it.
little jump scares of just like it'll cut to the Green Goblin.
Dude, I love
yeah.
it.
Like, that's not terrifying though.
No, there's that one where it like legitimately makes you jump when you first see it. Where he's passed out on the floor and Harry wakes him up and he's like, "What happened last night?" And he's like, "Last night I was," and it screams real quick. I remember that made me jump really hard when I first saw that.
Yeah.
It scared the shit out of me. But
I saw this
Also-
movie in theaters, so I do not remember the first time I saw it.
I will say, the best thing about the movie is J. Jonah Jameson. Every scene with
Oh,
him is
sure.
amazing. I love.
the best scenes are him and
Elizabeth Banks is thrown in there too.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I wrote that down. I didn't realize that was her until
Fan
just
writer
recently.
as well.
Yeah.
I think it's Jonah and Willem Dafoe. I think those are the two best parts. I think Willem Dafoe is amazing in this movie.
Yeah.
Great. He's just always going to be a good villain. He just
I
has
mean,
that look.
Yeah. I don't think necessarily the acting's bad. I just think it's a lot of like what they were told to do. Like it's just so weird. Like the way Kirsten Dunst talks to Peter Parker, and it literally feels like they're like in a smoky dance hall or something.
I don't know. One thing about the movie that I noticed immediately the differences is the differences in like camera quality and film quality. Like immediately that jumped out at me because it like the Sam Raimi one, you can just tell it's like older when you start watching it. And then
Oh, yeah, for
if you watch the Amazing Spider-Man one, you can tell it's like crisp, like 4K type quality.
One thing I didn't like going back was I feel like they didn't showcase Peter Parker's genius at all.
Yeah, yeah.
That's because it's more grounded in reality.
Yeah,
though.
the science in Amazing Spider-Man showing
But
him being
that's
so
but
scientific.
But it's
if
that-
anything,
that's what-
you can
that was
still be
fucking
grounded-
terrible.
You
Way
can
cool-
still
it's so
be
cool.
grounded in reality and show that he's
Yeah.
handy. And
when he's
like,
figuring
shit.
out lizard algorithms for genetically modifying
He didn't
and
figure that out. He
splicing
found it in his
human
dad's
DNA.
Yeah,
briefcase.
that's comic books.
No, he starts. Yeah, but it's.
He
the thing-
found most of the work already done in his dad's briefcase.
Yeah, yeah.
But
yeah.
he's still-
it had
That
the
stuff was
algorithm.
really
But
cool.
he still put it all
I really liked
together.
that.
No, dude, because
I
I
really
think
liked all that stuff.
I think one thing that's a huge thing that's different about these movies is that the Sam Raimi ones are, even though they're corny, I feel like they're way more grounded in reality than the Amazing Spider-Man ones are. Because I just feel like
No.
every character and every piece of dialogue and everyone's personality traits is all very fake in the Amazing Spider-Man.
No.
Where like Peter Parker in the Amazing Spider-Man is too smart. He's like way too smart. He's like Iron Man level smart in that movie. I feel like.
Yeah, like Tom Holland.
Which
Or
in the
Spider-Man
MC
in comic books.
Yeah, they are. They are. They are. But I think that's what I'm saying is like the Sam Raimi ones are more grounded in reality for like.
I don't know, man. One thing that I really picked up on in watching Spider-Man this time is literally everything is so like matter of fact and so like timed perfectly, where it's all just completely unbelievable. Where it's like, and then this happens, and then this happens, and then at that time this is going on, and like everything's matching up completely, and it's just like, I don't know, everything's unfolding so unrealistically, and there's no like development or like anything. It's just like this is all this stuff is just.
I
Like,
think you were very biased.
here's a
against
scene
this
here.
movie.
Here, it's basically like.
I would say you just want to shit on it because I loved it.
No,
You're very biased against this movie.
I loved it my whole life.
All right, listen,
No, but you know how much I
guys.
like
We
it.
need
so
a
you're biased
we need a
against it.
cool down break and we need an ad break. All right. So I got I called these guys up today, and they sent us an ad to read. So I think Evan's gonna take over for me.
All right. Let me see. Let's get this name out. All right. Oh, yeah. And please go to our MySpace. It's doing terribly. It was doing great, and we just hit our first 2 million views on one of our episodes. But please check out MySpace. It's failing. Anyway, here is our ad.
No, it's their ad. You just said your ad.
Here's our ad for our show
What?
that these people have given us.
For their show.
Huh?
Huh?
All right. Let's do this advertisement.
Do it.
Biff. It's a family name. We here at the Biff Company would like your help. You see, we have started a campaign to have everyone in America named Biff as their first name. There's endless options. We have Biff 1, Biff 2, and Biff 405. And of course, one just named BF. BIFF. It's that simple. So if you believe in what we believe, you believe in, then please call your local representative and help push this bill through the House. And remember, Biff.
Hey guys, so my name's
Well, I'll tell you a story.
my name's Biff.
About a band named Biff.
Alright, so 3 men are in a boat,
Come on Friday.
and the other one says, he says, get your cock out.
The
The other guy's like, dude, that's
She's on Biff me.
I'm not comfortable with
I was like, get
the
Biff
stage of
next
a
Friday.
friendship like
That's
right
camp.
now for Noah.
I didn't get the Biff. All right. Well, here's what I want to do real quick.
We're back.
And we're back.
And we're back.
We're back.
Here's what I want to do really quick.
Con's gonna start punching everybody.
I'm gonna get mad. No,
I'm just gonna start breaking.
I have too many notes, and I don't want these to go to waste.
too many notes.
That's the next ad. I want to go through some things that I noticed in the movie.
So things you liked about Spider-Man 2002.
I'm not gonna
and
go-
Things you
I'm not-
disliked about.
I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait
The
to.
Amazing Spider-Man.
I'm gonna wait till I get to the Amazing Spider-Man. But I'm gonna
I
go
think
through.
We're past that. At this
I'm
point.
gonna
I think
try
we're
to
just
stick-
arguing about the.
I want to stick. Also, for you saying it's biased, like this one's way more critically acclaimed than the other one is, and like it's also one of the highest grossing movies of all time. But anyways,
Is that real? Is that a real?
it really is. It's in the top. It's in the top 10 or 20 highest grossing movies of all time.
Yeah, but so is Home Alone.
No, it's not. Is
Yeah,
it?
it is. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Home Alone's great.
Home Alone
Joe
is-
Pesci.
Home Alone's better than Spider-Man.
It's not at all. All right. So I wrote down. Let's see. Tobey Maguire not as jacked as I remember.
Yeah, he's
As a
not.
kid, I was like, man, he's so jacked.
I mean, I feel like he's still pretty fit.
Yeah,
for
he's
Tobey
definitely
Maguire.
fit.
He's
Yeah.
fit. I just remember thinking as a kid, I was like, dude, he's huge.
I just
You know,
remember
his-
seeing his back, and I'm like, oh,
You know,
he
his
actually
physique
put on some size
is
for
what
this
got him.
movie.
Yeah, his physique's what got him the role.
Oh, I think that Uncle Ben and Aunt May are amazing in this movie, and I think that the death scene is really, really good. Hit me in the feels pretty good. Like it was, I think his like him actually dying was actually really good. I feel like a lot of times people actually die in a movie, it looks really bad.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I thought his scene was
that's
great.
Definitely yeah, it's a great scene.
Also, back-to-back Bonesaw movies we've done.
I was gonna say that. But I was gonna say back-to-back Macho Man.
What are the nah? I don't know who that is. What the hell else did I write? Oh, OG Stan Lee cameo. Sound design in this movie was amazing. You know, like, dude, the Spidey sense sound and the glider sound, I feel like you know what that is when you hear it. Like, someone just played that, like, without even me, like, just randomly, I would know exactly what it is. Like, right off.
Alright, first list, I did top 25 highest grossing, and I didn't see.
Really?
Spider-Man.
Maybe it wasn't highest gross. It's like opening weekend or it's something like it's one of the.
No, you're just
One
lying.
of those.
I mean, it broke records at the time. They've been beaten a lot by
Yeah.
now, but I know it did break records at the time.
Oh, I also wrote down that PETA declared Tobey Maguire the sexiest vegetarian of all time in 2002. I did my research on this.
I looked back at my old magazines.
Also, I love the superhero, like, I think that the villain is great because he gives him, it's kind of like a Joker, it's like a soft Joker. He's like, I just want to cause chaos. Like, the scene where he's, like, giving Peter the dilemma of, like, he's holding the little kids up, and he's holding Mary Jane. He's like, which one are you going to pick? Like, which one's, like, the moral, you know, which one's the best one to do? That was a great scene.
Corny.
Dude, that was great. It's corny, but it's like, that's what comic books are. Like, comic books are corny. If you go read them, like, they're all goofy as shit. Like, that's
but
what
you're talking
villains
about
do.
it making it more realistic, but then it just goes to the
It's
campy
corny.
side of the comics. Like that's not
Yeah,
the greatest choice.
Yeah, but see, I just feel like everyone was more believably real than the other one because I just didn't believe in anything than the other one.
What's funny is I loved this movie my whole life. I was just shocked of how much I didn't enjoy it this time. That's what I was shocked by. That's why I was just so shocked by, like, I was like, wow, like, this is so much
I had the opposite effect.
more cheesy and campy than I remember it being.
I had the exact opposite. 'Cause I haven't seen it in 10 years, and I knew that I loved this movie, but I didn't think that I was going to like it as much as I used to, and I was kind of scared. And as I was watching it, I felt the exact opposite of everything that you guys felt, because I feel like it held up extremely well. I feel like everything was all the characters were a lot more believable. I think it had a great villain. I actually wrote down most superhero movie of all time. Like, it's like him saving kids out of buildings and shit. Like, it's not like he's just trying to get these space rocks and stop alien from destroying Earth. It's like, I'm just fighting a dude.
Avengers.
Yeah, but there's not a lot of scenes where he's doing stuff like that. It's like, and when it is, it's just like glossed over in between these giant action sequences between guys with metal arms.
And
like,
in
it's not like
Spider-Man saves a kid out of a car. And it's a great scene.
that actually seems terrible. I wrote that down. But
It's a great scene. I love that scene.
but yeah, there's a lot of scenes where he's just doing superhero stuff. Like, and there's that one scene where it's like showing all the people's reactions to Spider-Man. Like, he's a superhero, and it goes back to him like saving a kid out of a building, or like, you know, stopping muggers, or stopping people robbing banks and stuff, and like saving Mary Jane. And at the end, he's just fighting a dude. Like I say, he's not getting space rocks. He's actually just doing what superheroes do.
They did that in the Amazing Spider-Man as well.
Like once.
What do you mean the whole movie?
Once.
He doesn't get space rocks at all.
It isn't his I mean, like, it's like
It's just his city.
he's just fighting a lizard man. He was trying to do the exact same thing from Batman Begins.
Green Lizard.
The lizard.
Yeah, Green Goblin.
He was trying to do exactly what they do in Batman Begins. Get a bioweapon mass released into a city.
Okay.
What was Goblin's motivation besides just killing his, like, getting revenge?
Well, the serum made him go insane, and it was kind of like a Joker-Batman dynamic. He was trying to like corrupt Spider-Man just as much as he's corrupted, and he was like trying to prove that people aren't like innocent because he got screwed over so bad by the corporation. So it's kind of like a Joker.
Proving people were innocent. Where did you get that from?
No, proving that there's no like innocence. Like all people are like bad, pretty much. Like they're all corrupt. That was like his whole thing, his whole shtick. He's like an agent of chaos, gonna give you some like moral dilemmas and show you that the world's fucked up and all that stuff.
I didn't. Did I miss a scene? Did he make some type of speech
Also,
where he said that?
I love the horror elements of this movie too. Also, classic Sam Raimi trademark.
What horror elements?
Dude, every scene with the goblin, it's like the laugh through his house and shit. Like, there's like scenes, like when his eyes roll back
That
in
just
his
kind
head,
of came
like,
off as kind of corny again, because it's just.
Nah, dude.
He's just off in the background. And fucking James Franco's like, "Is that you, Dad?" Yeah, it's your father maniacally laughing.
It's the best James Franco movie
Like,
ever.
and what's funny is I don't hate it still.
That's dumb to say.
I don't hate it still. I still think it's fun, and Sam Raimi had fun with it, and I see that it has heart, and it has heart to it, and it's fun, but it's very cheesy, it's campy, and I've always even when I was little, I always hated the relationship between Peter Parker and Mary Jane. I've always I thought it was even in the second
Yeah,
one.
I've
it's
never
terrible.
liked her.
They've got
I
real
always
drama.
hated it.
They've got real drama.
Oh boy, yeah.
I don't know why he keeps saying. I don't think he says that ever.
He literally says that outside when they're taking the garbage out. It's probably the worst scene.
I really think it's weird because
okay,
she falls in love with
probably the worst
Spider-Man
scene of the whole
first.
I will give you that scene is cringy. I'll give you that. The dumpster scene, the dialogue in that isn't great.
God,
But the rest of it, I don't see it. Like, I can see the corniness of a lot of it. Like when he's like when he's fighting the Green Goblin in the building. He's like, "It's you that's out, Goblin, out of your mind." But I loved it. It was like 60s. It's like campy Spider-Man. He knew what he was doing. Like he didn't sit there and write this, and he was like, "This sounds cool." He was like,
It's
"No, this
fun.
is like funny." It's like what Spider-Man would say.
It's just when I was a kid growing up, that movie was badass. Like it was so.
Oh, dude, it still
hard.
was.
It's just like a fun little campy movie to go back and like I don't know. It's just not the same anymore. Like I said, like I wrote back then. Can we do our ratings for this one now?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Let's do the first one.
Yeah, just the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are about to get pissed.
Okay. We're at the 30 minutes.
Oh, right.
So, for the first one, I said back then because I think for 2002, it's a great movie.
It's the first superhero movie, pretty much.
For 2002, it's great, but for now, say it's released now, which is kind of unfair to say. I get that. It just wouldn't. It wouldn't be what it is. So back then, I'd give it like a 90. It's amazing for back then. But now, 69, 70, somewhere. It's good. It's just not that. It's not anything that really stands out to be something amazing.
To you.
To me. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, to me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're doing an 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know what you think about it. I feel like after all this.
I don't know if I go as low as you went. I'd probably go. Probably like a B minus.
No, I mean I agree with that.
Just because I don't know. Like I mean, it's for everything it did. It set off, like I said, this modern superhero genre. It's still hold and like there's elements that still hold up pretty well, but then there's other elements where like because usually I'm a huge fan of practical effects, but I think the practical effects hurt this movie.
Oh no, I love
because it just the Goblin didn't look as intimidating when he's just flying along, you know,
dude,
just
great.
chilling,
and
and this shit looks plastic, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
they're fighting like in the Matrix.
I actually wrote appropriate use of slow-mo because I thought they used it pretty well in this movie.
But anyway, yeah. So I'd say like a B minus. I still like parts of it, but it's not something I'm.
Yeah.
If I gotta watch a superhero movie, this is for sure not the first one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, I agree.
So like I said, I walked in this movie with lower thinking. I was scared that I wasn't gonna like it as much. Ended up being the exact opposite, and I ended up putting it in my top 5 favorite movies of all time and gave it a 10 out of 10.
That's what it's.
I love. I'm not asking everyone to think it's 10 out of 10. I don't see why someone wouldn't like it, though. But I personally love like every aspect of this movie. Like, I don't think that Tobey Maguire is the best Spider-Man like of all time, or anything like that. But just the movie as a whole, I think excels in every element. I think characters are great. I think the action's great. I think the storyline's great. I think that it's the best comic book representation of Spider-Man. Like the story of Spider-Man. Like Tom Holland might be the more charismatic Spider-Man and Peter Parker, but the comic book story of Spider-Man, I think it's the best portrayal of that. And
wait, where'd you?
I love this movie.
Is top 5? Wait, where'd you put this?
He blacked out after you said that.
I was just thinking, where'd you put it in 5?
Okay, so I would say
Better than Lord of the Rings trilogy.
No. I would say that there's movies. It's not like as good as a lot of movies that would be my top 5. Just like my favorites, my favorite movies ever.
No, I mean
it's like,
I'm happy for you.
It's
even if I give you the Dark Knight trilogy counting as one, I still don't see how it's your top 5.
It would be like Rocky, Dark Knight movies.
Vampire's Kiss.
Vampire's Kiss is the top 10.
Lord of the Rings.
American Psycho.
It's Kill Bill,
Yeah, there's
Lord
no
of the
way it's top
Rings,
5.
Fast 4, and Spider-Man.
Better than American Psycho?
Yes. The first two. See, I would just kind of couple the first two. I haven't watched the second one like even longer.
Yeah.
Which I'm gonna go watch that like soon because I can't remember.
Well, what's scary is I remember always liking the first one better. That's what scares me. Because I thought Mary Jane and Peter Parker were so cringy in the second one, I could never get over it. It was unpleasant for me to watch, even as a child.
Yeah, but it's like
in this one.
Well, it's the second one is more about like the drama of Peter Parker and like how his life is and whatnot.
Yeah. Well, all right. Now we take our second ad break. This is a new ad. Somehow, we always get new ones. Never returning customers. We have really bad luck with people with ads.
They keep dropping us.
No, we need a better marketing department, and by that I mean we need one.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we got these new people who are kind enough to promote our show and let us read their ads. Okay, so let's do Hunter take it.
There we go. What if the people who suffered the most in life never got a second chance? Tony's Avocado Pizza. Tony is devoted to making the greatest pizza in town. Located in a force field in my fort I built with bed sheets and Mom's good dining chairs. I'm going to pretend I don't see that word. We'll skip right over that. Promo code. Whoa! I'm covered in caca.
Huh.
It's odd that that's the route they went. We gave them 30 seconds.
I mean, there's not really an address. It's just kind of like rough directions.
Yeah,
it tells you where it is.
It's more descriptive than anything.
There's...
We're back. And this
back.
is where the fun part of the review comes in for me. Because I get to just take a big old shit all over this movie. Because I've only seen this once before today. And I gave it like somewhere roughly around, I guess, 7 out of 10 before. And boy, was I wrong. This is,
I feel like both these movies, honest to God, like, spoiler alert, I'm probably gonna give this movie like roughly a B minus. I got them roughly about the same.
No, I'm gonna say meat.
But I just don't like you're making one. Like I think they're the same, and you're saying one is 10 out of 10, which is just outrageous, and the other one is I'm gonna guess you're giving this out of 10.
I'm gonna say 2.
I was gonna say 3. I thought he might be generous, but you're probably right.
Nah, I'm just skipping right to that because I gave it a 4 out of 10.
Okay.
Okay. Well, so I guess we're skipping the ratings. Going right to the ratings.
Yeah,
so you give it a 4 out of 10. I'm giving it, just like Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, I'm giving it 69/70.
Yeah, I said still B minus.
They both have great things about them, and they both have bad things about them. But I think they're both very enjoyable to watch.
The only good thing about this one was Gwen Stacy. And even her script wasn't good. Emma Stone's just very charismatic. And I think she is a far superior actor to everybody else who was in this movie, which really helped her out.
Andrew Garfield is a
watch
phenomenal
your goddamn
actor.
mouth.
Andrew
When you talk about
Garfield.
Sally Fields.
Oh yeah, true.
Oh, she was good. She did do a good job.
And Andrew Garfield's a phenomenal actor. If you've ever watched Boy A, Hacksaw Ridge, Silence.
I actually don't like him in Hacksaw Ridge.
He's one of my favorite. He's honestly one of my favorite current actors right now. Oh, 99 Homes with him and who the crap is that dude? He's one of my Michael Shannon. Is that his name? Crazy dude.
I like Michael Shannon.
Yeah, I love Michael Shannon.
I didn't know you were a big Michael Shannon.
I love Michael Shannon.
My first note was, why is everything in this movie so dark? Because I can't see.
No, that's one of the cons. I thought was the lighting of this movie.
Yeah, I can't see shit.
The
like,
lighting's
what is going
bad.
on?
But that's just the norm now for superhero movies.
Yeah, it was definitely a trend because that's exactly when like the Dark Knight movies were coming out and being huge hits, and that's when everyone was trying to go like realistic.
The biggest thing that I picked up on this movie was that they were trying extremely hard to make this so that it was different from the Sam Raimi ones, but so hard that it came off forced to me. It was like there's this like line, and they were like this road, and they're like, the Sam Raimi one goes to the right, but we're just gonna take the fucking sharp. We're just gonna get a complete U-turn and go the other way. Like you could just see they were just trying to avoid this one part. But what ended up happening was it ended up being forced, and they ended up having the same dynamic as like the other one. Like I said, like the villain. The villain has the exact same dynamic with Peter that Willem Dafoe has. He's like, I'm the kind of the father figure. I really look up to you. And he's like, I'm really conflicted because I found out that you're Spider-Man, and I'm gonna fuck with your like friends and stuff to attack your heart. You know, it's the exact same.
I sort of agree because I think I think there's certain scenes that are bad because like
most
one of my I think they do a great job with a lot of things. Like I said, this is basically John Hughes' version of Spider-Man, which I enjoy a lot.
I like John Hughes, but I strongly disagree.
But I think one of the biggest flaws of this one was the whole Uncle Ben thing was very forced.
They just glanced over real quick. It was just like it didn't impact the movie at all.
Well, I'm glad they glanced over it, but I hate that they did everything verbatim the way Sam Raimi did it. Even when
he even said the same line, they would change one word.
Yeah, so that's one of the biggest flaws with stuff like that.
What did he say? I wrote it down.
I also felt like it wasn't. You could make a case that it really wasn't Peter's fault in this one. Because really, Uncle Ben could have been cool if he would just like let the dude pick up the gun and kept strolling. He'd have been alright in the Amazing Spider-Man, but he made the choice to go for the gun, so it's really more his fault.
I actually wrote
the
down,
guilt might not hit as hard, but like Spider-Man 2002, it's 100% his fault. Like Uncle Ben would not have died if he just stopped doing it.
I'd hit you in the feels. But I actually wrote down Uncle Ben's a dick in this movie. Because like he's like, great. You humiliated that bully. You could have kicked his ass, but instead you just embarrassed him. Fuck you.
I don't think.
Like, what are you talking about, dude? Yeah, he gets all mad at him.
Because he didn't want him to fight him though either. I don't think.
He didn't, and all he did was humiliate him, and he gets all pissed, and then he's just like going off on Peter, and then
I love.
He's like mad. He's like, we don't want violence. We don't want you to humiliate these people and like do all this stuff. And then he tries to stop the robber with violence. So Uncle Ben was a hypocrite. And then he gets
Uncle Ben
killed.
and Aunt May in both these movies. I think they're both.
I thought Aunt May was good.
All of them did a great job. I thought.
Aunt May was good.
But I did pros and cons. I mean, I did pros and cons for this one. Like I thought the relationship between Peter Parker and Gwen are literally like the glue to this movie. Like without their chemistry being so good and them being so like freaking. I watched. I said Peter and Gwen are so darn cute. I watched this. I was like, man, this relationship's so darn cute. It was making me all like smirk. I was like,
did you love the Kevin Bacon and Footloose scene with his skateboard while Coldplay is playing in the background?
I did like that scene a lot, really.
That's the one scene I
Dude, it was literally Coldplay. It was Coldplay in the background.
This movie might be a B+ without that skateboard scene.
That's one of the worst pieces of shit I've ever seen.
I thought honestly, maybe like it was a little with the Coldplay and stuff is a little rough, the music choice maybe, but I thought it was kind of unique that they were. He learned how to like swing with webs from swinging on chains.
You're just really biased,
and I thought that was kind of.
You're just really biased.
That was kind of cool. No, because I'm saying that
Dude,
I could see how people don't like it. Colin's feelings are hurt tonight coming
so
at me.
Oh no, I have just shitting on this movie. It was far worse than I expected.
Now, okay, so this is what I said. I said Spider-Man 2002 is a better comic book superhero movie, but I said The Amazing Spider-Man is a better standalone like teen drama, romantic comedy movie. So if you're just watching this not looking for like a superhero movie, you will actually really enjoy it a lot more for the relationships and the drama.
Another thing I liked about the Amazing Spider-Man's Spider-Man was they kind of showed off different uses of like
his
the
webs. Yes, I love how
like really the only thing they do in the first one is like swinging, and he does that little web thing at the end with the Goblin.
Yeah.
But that's about it. But in this one, Amazing Spider-Man, he's using them as like bullets. He's wrapping people up. He's
that aspect was cool. Even though I do like the organic web shooters better, just because I feel like it gives him.
I feel like it's so weird.
No, I only like it because it makes him more power. It gives him more power. It like as a superhero, it's not like he just built it. Like it's part of his powers.
See,
I do like the how they showed his webs like hitting stuff more.
Like it takes away from like things he has to fight against. Like when he has to actually build them, then if it gets electrocuted, it goes out. If the battery dies, it goes out. If it runs out of web, that's something he's gotta be concerned about.
I always hated that though because I hated in the video games how you run out of webs as a kid. Like Spider-Man 1 on PlayStation 1, I'd run out of webs and just get pissed.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Like that's another thing that's like corny as shit. Like I remember thinking that scene when Tobey Maguire's first trying to get his web, I thought it was hilarious. Like when I was a kid, go web, go.
Yeah.
This time, I was like, this is just weird.
No, it was funny. It was funny.
Because then it doesn't really make sense that because then it's really paying attention to he has to do one specific thing for it to happen, which makes it really weird. That like Spider-Man has to like literally make his hands.
Yeah, he has to do this
to make the webs come out.
He's got to do the "I love you" symbol,
which
like,
doesn't. Which
ripping
doesn't
his
make any
hand
sense.
Did anyone notice that the lab that he works in has the worst security of all time?
Oh yeah, the security.
They're just walking through the lab, like he's just breaking into shit, like going to the spider room, and then fucking Connors is just fucking rats up for no reason. He's like testing the lab rats, and they're just like, that one's dead, that one's dead, that one's dead. When they're testing the lizard, I know, it was just funny to me. He's just killing all these rats.
Oh yeah.
That's why PETA likes Tobey Maguire, dude.
I really liked Dr. Connors a lot. I hated the lizard stuff.
Yeah.
But I liked Dr. Connors a lot, and I love how they played with Peter Parker's father in this one. I love the backstory behind all that. It was very fun. It was almost like there's a lot of mystery.
Yeah, because they don't even mention his dad like at all.
Yeah.
2002
I love that stuff a lot in this one. It made it more interesting, and Peter Parker's trying to uncover stuff with his father. There's more motivation to what's going on, I feel like, with Peter Parker in this one. And the Amazing Spider-Man.
Did anyone notice that the guy that kills Uncle Ben looks just like the They Live guy?
I don't know.
They did a little drawing of him. He's got the glasses and like the parted hair.
Also, real quick, how did you not say a thing about Bruce Campbell?
I wrote it down, but I was so mad while you guys were talking. But I wrote, Bruce Campbell is Bay. That's actually my note. Because I love Bruce Campbell.
Bruce Campbell is great.
He's great in that movie, too. He's just great in anything.
No, I mean, yeah, and I like these movies the same.
That's just crazy. I feel like objectively you can't say they're the same, but whatever.
What?
But that's subjective to say.
Is it?
I just don't understand how you saw fucking Dunst on screen and was like, you know what? She's really killing this.
I thought she was great. I thought
she's really selling that she's in love with this guy that she has finally chosen after dating two guys throughout the same fucking.
Well, see, it made sense because she was a hoe, so it made more sense.
I also would say the 2002 Spider-Man, the suit is way better than the suit in Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's
the Amazing Spider-Man suit's not great.
It's not good.
It's better than the second one.
And the second one though is because it's CGI. The second one, the whole suit is it's CGI like 99% of the time.
I don't think that's true.
Yeah, dude. Because most when you think about like all the scenes in the movie, it's him like swinging through the.
I don't think that's true.
I forget what they're called. The organ things, making the dubstep sounds.
Dude, that soundtrack's good. I have that. I bought that soundtrack.
The soundtrack in that one is good. The second soundtrack and the first one is not good. The music is not fitting at all.
Although I do love that little scene with the Stan Lee cameo where they're fighting.
That scene was great. I did write that down. That was a great scene.
Real great.
And the biggest thing for like as far as the Peter Parker Spider-Man thing, like I said, I think he was a really, really, really bad Peter Parker, but I think that he was good as Spider-Man. I think he was really good when he was in the suit, and he didn't have to like stumble over himself when he was trying to just get a conversation out. I thought when he was in the Spider-Man suit, I thought he was really good. Yeah,
the jokes that he makes in Amazing Spider-Man and acting as Spider-Man are way. And I never believed this until I just rewatched him now. But the jokes and how he acts is way better than the.
His quip game is strong.
Yeah,
the way
you don't get like any of that in the 2002 Spider-Man.
Yeah, everything he says is just so cheesy.
Well, no, you do, but it's the 2002 one. Like I said, it's like the '60s Spider-Man, and like when he's in the suit in this one, it's like a more modern like jokes that like people from this generation would laugh at.
I don't know, just like in the 2002 Spider-Man, when J. Jonah Jameson gets attacked by Green Goblin, and Spider-Man shows up somehow because he was in the room, and now he's outside the building in the suit, and then he's like, "Can you let Mom and Dad talk for a second or something like that?" And then
I love it. It's great.
I was like, you know what I said? I said, "Oh boy."
It's classic 60s Spider-Man. But did anyone think the Lizard he looked good up until his head?
Yeah.
His head was
the
really
head is always the problem I've had with it.
Yeah, I didn't like the Lizard. That's the thing is, I didn't like the Lizard at all in this movie.
They should have gone like full like gator head with it, because
exactly.
that's what it is in the comics, right?
He's got a long
yeah,
head.
if you're gonna CGI the whole fucking thing, you might as well just do full gator head.
Yeah, to me, the Amazing Spider-Man is really, really good. Other than the main villain, like when he turns into the Lizard and all that, I really like the drama in that one, and I like the story that's being told. But I hate like the whole we have to turn this into like a superhero big action thing at the end. That's the stuff that I didn't like at that one at all. Which is why I thought it was more of like a teen drama, romantic comedy thing, and I kind of watched it as that, and I was like, this is really
romantic cringe.
It's really cute, really enjoyable, fun little relationship movie.
I like
cringe.
Anytime they talked, dude, it was just awful.
It was cute.
It wasn't.
I thought it was playful banter between two very intelligent individuals.
Yeah.
Who were just making fun of the whole
if they're intelligent,
awkward conversations of Star.
I like the Flash scenes a lot better too.
She's not as bad just because she can act really well, and I think she's very charismatic. But Andrew Garfield, to me, it just came off like he had something wrong with him.
No,
like,
I love
the way I feel is how you felt when you watched Drive. I think, like that's what I was looking at.
Dead inside.
He couldn't. No, just top 5 tards.
Well, then you didn't feel like when I watched Drive.
He couldn't get a sentence out. It was very embarrassing.
I want to make a T-shirt that says "Top 5 Tards." That's the House of Rouse.
I would not wear that.
Dude, did anyone think that it was really stupid when he left his camera there and it just has his name labeled on it? That was the most like contrived bullshit I've ever seen. Like they were like I feel like they wrote the movie and up to that point they're like, how are we gonna figure out, how is he gonna find out that he's Peter? Like, oh, we'll just throw his name on the camera. Like that just seemed like really stupid to me.
Yeah, I didn't really think too much about it, but it
seemed really silly to me. Like
it's,
I think it comes something
you know,
better than that.
a lot of people talk about how the Amazing Spider-Man movies are really studio made and really factory made, but like watching them personally, I don't feel that at all when I watch them. I think they're I think they have a very human. They feel very human to me.
I just don't see that at all.
Way more human than Sam Raimi's Spider-Man.
No, man.
As far as characters go, as far as like directing goes.
Did you feel like that whenever they showed the TV, it had Sony TV written on it?
I didn't even notice. I didn't pay attention to that.
Because I did. I'm pretty sure all the phones and cameras are Sony.
But
also.
shoot, freaking Sam Raimi's Spider-Man had tons of product placement.
The only one that really stuck out, I remember, was Dr. Pepper when he's shooting it. And it was really funny when I was watching it, because I was thinking, like, I remember going to the store and seeing the Dr. Pepper with Spider-Man on back in the day. Also, what is the villain's motive in this movie?
In which one?
Like, in Amazing Spider-Man. What is he doing?
He's
mad because he doesn't have an arm?
No, well, I mean, that was his first, but then once he became the Lizard, he wanted to make humanity evolve past what we were. He had seen.
He wants to make them lizards.
He had seen what you could become with like cross-species genetics, so he wanted to spread it out and have everyone evolve into this image of what he thought was perfect.
And I would say that like if you're doing like Tobey Maguire Spider-Man versus Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man would definitely win because Andrew Garfield's getting everyone killed.
Yeah.
like Uncle Ben and Gwen Stacy's dad in this one, and then the next one. He snaps Gwen Stacy's neck trying to save her. Spoiler alert.
Well, that's because he's in real danger and he doesn't have a villain that's just playing games on a bridge. And isn't running around pretending to be a grandma. That's your great villain.
He's amazing in that.
He wasn't even tormenting people. He was just pranking them the whole movie.
No, he kills a lot of people.
He killed a lot. Only people he killed was the military people.
No, he blows up the, he kills people and he goes, "Out am I?" and throws the bomb. Seems great. Okay, so I also wrote down, How does Peter know that there's a serum antidote in the lab, and how did he figure out the antidote himself? He's like Gwen, go up to this floor and get the serum so we can put it in this little thing with all the lizard people. Stop him.
I don't know. I guess I figured he'd been working with Dr. Connors in that lab for so long. They show scenes of him literally like working in the lab that he would know maybe. Because there's scenes of them working
also,
together.
I would guess if you know how to make that, like, the bad side of it, it's pretty much, I'm going to guess the formulas are pretty close to each other to, combat it. Yeah. I mean, you get anti-venoms created from straight venom, so that's the same type deal with this. Also, did he say he created it? Or didn't she have to run some tests real quick to get it to just make an antidote from the serum?
This 16-year-old who's working in a massive laboratory creating lizard serums.
But she's a genius. She's one of the top pupils in all of New York.
Yeah, but even still, top. Dude, that doesn't mean anything.
No,
it absolutely means something.
There's some 18-year-old just won the Nobel Prize in real life for creating a vacuum that sucked up plastic in the ocean.
To me, a vacuum versus lizard people serums. To me, you have to suspend your belief in reality a lot more to enjoy this movie than the other ones, I feel like.
Sam Raimi's Spider-Man's literally just campy, cheesy.
It's corny, but at least it's like.
But that's the thing, though. It's like in that one, I don't have to suspend my disbelief. Like it's just, it doesn't feel as much as a superhero movie. I feel like I don't know. I feel like they tried to base it in reality so much that they took away maybe a little too much.
He's saving like people out of burning buildings and stopping burglars.
Yeah, but those good scenes are immediately destroyed by campiness. Mm-hmm. It's like, word, he saved a baby out of burning fire. Oh, there's Green Goblin running around like an old lady.
I love him, dude. It's great. He's got that great scream.
Oh, and you know what? Immediately after that scene, we're gonna do a fire edit that just goes over Green Goblin's face.
I like the original Spider-Man. I do like it, but I think you have to it just can't be for the reasons that why you love it. Like, it just is what it is, which is this cheesy, campy, crap, and that's why it's great. If when you look at it that way.
The last thing about the Amazing Spider-Man I'll say is, but those are the best kinds. The final
the
line.
end is bad. The ending
is
of the movie
just.
Bad.
Yeah, that was just awful.
I agree. I totally agree
promises Dad, I'm not gonna stay with Gwen after he dies, and then he shuts her down. Yeah, then he's like, the promises you break are the best kind.
I mean, he tried, but then he couldn't.
Yeah. The end of the movie.
They could have done that better.
The whole lizard climax and that scene. That's what brought the score down a bit for me for it. Because without all of that, I think it's really good. Without all the lizard, action.
Yeah, the final fight's not as good, but the thing where he's setting up the webs in the sewers to find them, and then the library fight. Those are cool.
Creepy. That's creepy.
Those are cool, and then the final fight's not as strong.
That scene would have been cool if there hadn't been blue-tailed skinks running across the webs, which was very comical to me. Because why would they be in the sewers for one? For two, why are they running across the webs? And the whole thing was silly.
Literally, no. You're the only person that thinks that.
I'm pretty sure there's an iguana somewhere.
Everyone else is just like, all right, this is a lizard guy. There's lizards in the sewer. That blue-tailed skink isn't native to New York City. Everyone knows that. What idiot okayed this?
It's like in Indiana Jones when he's in the pit of snakes, but it's just black
it's
snakes.
Black and garter snakes.
It's why is he so scared?
It's like they didn't even have a reptile specialist on set. What are they thinking?
I'm just saying, if I made a movie, they would be native lizards to New York, which probably are not many, because it's cold there. But
not when you have the lizard though, because he might attract them. All right, well we're running out of time. We need to do. I think we have one more sponsor.
Yeah, we got one more ad here.
Jeez. Didn't I already read one?
You're supposed to. I was supposed to read the last one, but you just botched the whole operation. So.
How did I botch it? What did I do?
I was supposed to read the last ad.
You just botched it.
Oh, he gave it to me, so I didn't botch it. He gave it to me. What do you mean?
I was supposed to read the one that you got in the mail. That's what's supposed to happen.
No, the one I got in the mail it was made specifically.
Well, there was a major miscommunication here. But anyways,
I don't care.
So now it doesn't matter. So here you go.
Oh, is it mine?
Yeah, we got this in the mail today. It's a new sponsor.
I don't like reading these. I feel like they take real weird turns and they make me say dirty words that I don't want to.
We got some weird sponsors, but it's because we're so small right now.
But it's weird because the sponsors that I reach out to and that I get you guys to read don't usually put in random awful words for people to say.
I usually have to give out a couple handies to get my sponsors.
And there we are. All right. Time for the ad. Hey guys, it's me. You heard me right. It's me. So here we go. How y'all doing tonight? Cool. I don't trust stairs. They're always up to something. You like that? Here's another one.
What's happening?
How many tickles does it take to make an octopus laugh? 10 tickles.
Oh my god.
All right, well, you guys have been great. Good night. And that's me. I'm not sure what that ad was for.
There's no promo code?
It's almost as if someone just wrote something down on a piece of paper to have me read and look real fucking stupid yet again.
No, dude, it was It's...
What's up, everybody? Quick message from Evan here. I'm just sitting here editing this video, and I'm just getting more and more frustrated from these advertisements that we got and the music we have for them, because none of them are linked and none of the advertisements are even advertisements. That was just a bunch of random stand-up bits that did not work. So here's music that has nothing to do with that or pertains to anything. It's just random music we made at some point. And so enjoy that, and I'm sorry.
Me. That's our sponsor.
That's weird because it doesn't let me know that.
It says right there, it's me.
But the anyone that was listening would just think it's me saying it's me.
How many
and
tickles?
10 tickles. 10 tickles.
What the fuck's that? What was that? That's the most pointless ad anyone's written. And I've written ones about mortality.
I wrote it's cheese last week.
It's so...
That made more sense.
They wrote it's cheese.
They didn't. I did.
That's Hunter's sponsor. It's his new company.
I wrote it. I just want people to
I
know.
like the stairs one the best.
I didn't even get that one. What is that one? Please tell me again.
Let me read the ad real quick. I don't trust stairs. They're always up to something.
Oh, Jesus Christ almighty. Did you write that?
No.
Is that a Collin original?
No. I wish I could get credit for that.
Did you get a popsicle before you wrote this?
You just crushing popsicles and stealing jokes.
Alright, well somehow we've gone over our time.
There it is. That's the sound.
Alright, so now I'm going to talk about what's next week, which will be my pick.
Yikes.
Oh, what did you give? You give everyone. You give the same rating. Same ratings, right?
Yeah, I rate them both the same. I think they're both
4 out of 10. Don't watch The Amazing Spider-Man.
I think they're both just as enjoyable as each other. So now next pick, the next pick reveal, which is mine. On the next House of Rouse, we'll be reviewing Walk the Line with Joaquin Phoenix.
What? Oh man.
And we'll be doing top 5 songwriters of all time.
Oh god.
That's tough.
Whew.
I have to research that though.
Can I just watch Dewey Cox?
I almost thought about doing a compare and contrast.
Can you two watch Walk the Line? I'll watch Dewey Cox.
I would also like to watch Dewey Cox.
You know what? I'm gonna watch Dewey Cox.
We're reviewing. If you
we'll watch Dewey Cox.
if you screw up another one of mine, I'm never doing this again. I'm seriously done with this forever.
That's because you had a terrible top 5 that time.
But if we do we're reviewing Walk the Line. We're doing top 5 songwriters of all time. So this isn't band. Like you can't say a band. can't be like this band.
But how are we gonna know? Like, we're
Sick. I can't wait to go read leaflets off of CDs.
So I'm gonna have to go read now.
That's gonna be dope. Can't wait for this top 5.
That's really hard because I don't know like who writes whose songs. I mean,
well, you just do your research. I've done mine.
I mean, I assume my top 5 bands of all time have written a song at some point.
Yeah, but you gotta look up who writes each song.
Dude, that is so much work.
It's the greatest songwriters.
Oh God.
Ever.
That's a lot of work. All right.
It's not.
I can't
really.
wait for his list. It's gonna be like Niels Johnson. Little did you know, this man quietly wrote 8,000 songs, and he had 2 hits. But he's the greatest to ever do it, because only I've heard
I could
of
probably
him.
guess your top 2 right now.
Jack White.
Top 3 actually. I can guess your top 3.
Jack White.
Neil Young, Bob Dylan,
and
top
Jack
3.
White.
It's over.
No, that Jack White's his top 3, and then it's
What's funny
Neil
is,
Young
what's
and-
funny is you, we'll see. We're gonna talk about it next time on the House of Rouse.
Say it.
Ah.